help you? As we made our way back to town, Lev still seemed anxious. Don't start freaking out yet. First, you need to apologize to your parents. Then you can tell them everything you told me.
Well, how am I supposed to say it, though?
Talk about helpless. Lucky for him, he had a grown-up lady around to nudge him in the right direction. How about I teach you that special magic I showed you earlier?
But that wasn't real magic, right? It was just some cheap trick.
Rude. It was good enough to make you stop blubbering, wasn't it? Come on, let me see your hand. The trick I showed him could be used without any special training. It was the magic designed to bring smiles that my master had taught me. Lev watched me closely, then tried his best to copy what I did. He practiced over and over and over. After walking through the forest for a while, we heard the voices of Lev's parents and the other villagers. Lev? Answer if you can hear me!
Where are you, Lev?
Mom! Dad!
As soon as Lev heard his parents' voices, he broke into a run. At that moment, the villagers' shouts echoed through the nearby woods.
Look out!
An enormous figure was approaching, knocking down trees as it lumbered toward us. It couldn't be a goblin.
Intruders, die!
It all happened so quickly. The goblin lunged to attack Lev's parents.
You're gonna have to go through us first.
Huh?
Lev was speechless. It seemed as if the entire town of Folka had stepped up to protect his parents from the monster.
Puny weaklings!
What I did next was purely out of instinct. Freeze! A block of ice appeared out of thin air, slamming into the goblin's head.
Tasty meat! You first!
The spell had done its job. I'd gotten the goblin's attention. I'd finally made a breakthrough with Lev. I wasn't gonna let monster breath over here ruin their happy reunion. Bring it on! I've got a spell with your name on it.
I wish there was something we could do to help her.
I'll try mixing up a potion. That should do the trick.
One more! He's putting up one heck of a fight.
No.
Too hot.
You need medicine, quick!
Healing wind! Bind together!
Here, you! I whipped up a potion for you!
Thanks! You're a lifesaver! Ready for pain? Get him! I'll burn you! This'll hurt! Yeah!
There's more of them. What do we do now?
Stand back, everyone! I can handle this by myself! Huh? Almost hit! Now it's on! Fire! Got it!
Here's another potion with your name on it!
Thanks, Lev. Just what I needed. Ready? One more!
Another revival potion coming up!
Here we go. Too hot to handle. Huh? Watch it. Fire!
There's more where that came from!
We get him! Huh? Got him! Take that! Time to cry! It's over! Got him! Take that! Too hot to handle! Roger that! This'll hurt! This one's... It'll take more than that to scare me.
Yeah, you got this! Another revival potion coming up!
Here we go. Never give up. Now's my chance. Here, take my magic. Stick it to us. Fire. Huh? Healing wind. Bind together.
There's more where that came from! Come on, you can do this!
Watch it! Too hot to handle!
Another revival potion coming up!
Here we go! Fire! We won't eat this! Here goes nothing! I can do this! Now it's on us!
There's more where that came from!
Too hot to handle, It's not over yet. Ta-da! One more. Got it. Take that. One more.
Another revival potion coming up!
Gotcha! Take that! I'll burn you up! Gravity well! One more! Take this! This guy's nothing special. Just gotta keep it up.
Incredible. I think she might actually do this.
There's more where that came from!
Huh? I'll eat this! Too hot to handle! Watch it! Healing wind! Now sassy,
Another revival potion coming up!
Got it! Fire! Take that! Got it! Take that! It's over! Got it! One more! It's oh too hot to handle! Got it! Healing wind! It's heads up! Bind together! on the line for the sake of vaults, so I can't back down either. I'll use the magic Master Sokka taught me to make everyone smile. Gravity well! Heal, huh? Healing wind! Too hot, huh? Here we go, huh? I'll burn you up, huh? Got it! Hold on. Watch it! Healing wind! Too hot to handle, one moment! This'll hurt! Got it! I'll burn you up! Heads up! It's now or never! I can do this! Take one more! Fire! Healing wind! One more! Got it! Take it's over! One more! It's over! I'll burn you up! Take that! One more! Wait, now it's on! One more! Not quite. Fire! Take that! Healing wind! Gravity well! Ready for pain? One more! Too hot to handle! Get him! It's over! One more! Got it!
I don't believe it. She took it down all by herself.
Oh yeah! We saved the day!
First you saved Tempeal, and now us. Thank you, Skyfarer.
The people of Folka were all safe, including Lev's parents. After thanking me, Lev turned to the villagers, shuffling his feet nervously.
I'm really sorry, everybody. Thanks for protecting my mom and dad.
Come now, there's no need for that.
We're the ones who ought to be thanking your folks. They've done so much for us. Sorry for everything we've put your family through.
Lev and I shared a glance before he turned to his parents, finally telling them everything he'd been bottling up inside. His parents and the people of Folka listened intently, nodding every so often at his words.
You only ever had everyone's best intentions at heart, didn't you? We're so sorry for making you worry.
I chalked it all up to selfishness and immaturity, but I should have heard you out. I hope you can forgive your old man.
I was just glad everything had turned out all right in the end.
Ew! We're here to help!
Sorry, we were clear on the other side of the woods. What happened to that giant monster?
What the heck? You're the one who said heroes always arrive just in the nick of time. But what kind of hero arrives after the fight's already over?
What does that matter right now? Here, let me take a look at you. You're not hurt or anything, are you?
You have no idea how much I wanted to tease Rackham for losing his cool. But I held it in. It's really nice knowing you have people who care.
Yes.
Good. Oh no. Come on, we got this.
This world is precious. I mean, even the god of destruction can't bear to lose it. Our bodies might be mortal, but our hearts are infinite. Though he's in a dark place right now, I hope Id doesn't lose sight of that. But even if he does, I'll open his eyes again. This crew, will never abandon someone we care about. The sunrise spills over the Grand Cipher as we rush on the winds, chasing the sorrowful cries of a faraway dragon.
Let me help you.
Me too.
Thanks for the support. I won't waste it! The spell is perfect. And yet... It seems the binding is only half effective. Captain, the rest is up to you. You must save it.
Be careful.
You should.
Ursa won't be able to stray far from the sigil while it's still in effect. I'll maintain the spell for as long as possible, but we're in a race against time. Hold nothing back!
So you're the apocalypse incarnate. Big wolf. Sky dwellers fly through death every day.
Trigger finger's itching!
Got a bullet for ya!
It's go time! Ursa represents both creation and destruction. Its aubergine wings drive the evolution of all beings. Life gives way to death, and death begets life. Our attempt to intervene with this process may have far-reaching consequences, but I want to believe in the limitless potential of Sky Dwellers. I want to believe you can rewrite even the laws of reality.
It's hurting really bad. Sad and empty. We haven't known each other for too long, but I can feel it. We wouldn't want things to end like this. We just have to save him. I'll get you back on your feet.
A bloom for any season.
Who cares if you're stuck inside Bahamut? I'll flush you out myself if I have to.
Id, you were betrayed by the woman who raised you, and made into a dragon's vessel for 15 years. And yet you, a mere mortal, survived. If I should fail to rescue you, I don't think I shall ever forgive myself for the rest of my long, long life. In the past, I had merely existed. It wasn't until you Sky Dwellers let me into your hearts that I learned what it was to live. Unlike immortals, you are capable of change and growth.
Always double tap.
All I want is to be a part of that. To help you build a glowing future. As an astral, I am also to blame for the failures of my people. And I swear to you now, I will set things right again.
Bring out the big fire!
I don't like to admit it, but gods are a little beyond our skill level. We need more firepower.
I think you mean dragon power. Lyria, do you feel up to summoning Bahamut?
Okay, just give me some time. Let's get you tightened up.
Yeah, let's do this! Bring it! That all? Come on!
It can't be!
That is the light of the apocalypse. The fire of doomsday. Its power is transcendent. If the attack lands, all the skies will be obliterated.
Please! Stop it! We know you don't want this, Ed!
Trigger
So hurry and wake up!
Bet it all on the bullet! Go time!
You halted the charge, but it's already stored up considerable energy.
Quit trying to fry us, dag nabbit!
Everyone, gather around me!
Get to Lyria, now!
I'll keep you all safe, I promise!
Please, survive! They're alive! Lyria, you did it!
Please, Bahamut! Enough! Time to turn the table!
Not quite!
I'll hold Ursa back! Don't worry about saving Ed!
Unless my eyes deceive me, that Id under all this skin. Isn't it? He's been tainted by Versa's destructive urges. But it seems his body and soul are still in one piece. And that means there's still hope. If you can sever the spiritual shackles that bind Id to Versa, he'll come back!
Bet it all on the bullet! Got a bullet for ya!
Crimson Thorn!
Ready to face the music?
Don't you remember? You made a promise! Is this your idea of protecting Lyria?
You finally crawled out from under Lilith's thumb? And now you're gonna let yourself be crushed under Versus?
Not enough for it?
Nitro Leave!
I'm up!
You can't push us away! Without us, you're pretty much the awkwardest person I've ever met!
She's right, kid. Face it, you need us.
Run away! Please! Run!
None of us would ever abandon a friend.
Holy hell, these are... Bring it! Ever tasted lead?
Help is on the way! Don't take it too hard. It's get away!
Oh, you're in for it.
Ed, can't let the world end here. You haven't even had a chance to live your own life yet.
My own life. Locked and loaded. Trigger finger's itching. Holy! Don't let up!
What in the...
No. Versa is trying to take full control of its body.
Well, we're not gonna let that happen. Nice boost.
Do forgive me.
Its mind is growing more and more fractured. You need to bring him back now!
Got a bullet for you.
It's go time.
Leave it to me!
No problem.
My aid. We better stay focused.
Of course.
All right, lead the way.
Focus
Got
up.
sights on him.
Piercing. Punishment. EO.
I know.
Fire in the hole.
It's go time.
I'm right behind you.
Got a bullet for you.
Captain!
Way ahead of me. Watch out!
Bring it.
Prominence flare!
Trigger finger's itching. Good hustle, people.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
Come, Crimson Sword! No falling under my wall.
Bet it all on the bullet. Fire. Always double tap. Take that. Bring it. Now we're cooking.
Did we do it?
Fight harder.
I won't let you! He's starting to break free from Versa! Just a little more!
Hey, Bud, why don't we give him a wake-up call?
Got it!
Ed!
Ed!
Ed, come back to us!
Lyria.
Versa still has a hold on Id. But now that he's human again, you have one last chance to wrest him completely free.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
You should at least believe in yourself, Doofus. Think back to when you were fighting to protect the sky. Did that feel like a lot to you? No, because that was what you actually wanted. Yes. Whenever you feel confused, just follow your heart. It might lead you to scary places. At least you'll know you're being true to yourself.
Hey! You have to remember!
I want to be a defender. To all of you. To Lyria. To the skies!
What's that giant rift? It must be the gate to Versa's home dimension! Versa is now a manifestation of sheer power, with no vessel to contain it. It won't be able to linger in this world much longer. If you can just weather these next attacks, the day is yours!
Right. If I can get rid of Versa, I might finally find closure.
Just trying to breathe.
All right, Versa. I see how you like a taste of your own medicine. Use your powers against you.
Even though there's so much at stake, I feel strangely calm.
We're veteran skyfarers. This ain't our first apocalyptic rodeo, and it won't be our last.
If I had a rupee for every immortal butt we picked, I could probably buy my own island by now.
I don't mean to get mushy, but, Hanging in there?
Ursa won't be able to stray far from the sigil while it's still in effect. I'll maintain the spell for as long as possible, but we're in a race against time. Hold nothing back!
You're the apocalypse incarnate. Big wolf. Sky dwellers fly through death every day. This should do the trick. Bring out the big guns!
Bahamut Ursa represents both creation and destruction. Its aubergine wings drive the evolution of all beings. Life gives way to death, and death begets life. Our attempts to intervene with this process may have far-reaching consequences, but I want to believe in the limitless potential of Sky Dwellers. I want to believe you can rewrite even the laws of reality.
Don't take it too far, okay?
Thanks, I'm all good.
It's hurting really bad. Sad and empty. We haven't known each other for too long, but I can feel it. You wouldn't want things to end like this. You just have to save him.
You have my aid.
Got eyes on him. The real fun's just starting.
You're stuck inside Bahamut. I'll flush you out myself if I have to.
Bring out the...
You were betrayed by the woman who raised you, made into a dragon's vessel for 15 years. And yet you, a mere mortal, survived. If I should fail to rescue you, I don't think I shall ever forgive myself for the rest of my long, long life. In the past, I had merely existed. It wasn't until you Sky Dwellers let me into your hearts that I learned what it was to live. Unlike immortals, you are capable of change and growth. All I want is to be a part of that. To help you build a glowing future. As an Astral, I am also to blame for the failures of my people. And I swear to you now, I will set things right again.
I don't like to admit it, but gods are a little beyond our skill level. We need more firepower.
I think you mean dragon power. Lyrian, do you feel up to summoning Bahamut?
Okay, just give me some time.
Nice boost. Got him! Got a bullet for you! Bring out the big gun! You're late to run away, bud.
That is the light of the apocalypse. The fire of doomsday. Its power is transcendent. If the attack lands, all the skies will be obliterated.
Justin! We know you don't want this, kid! Hurry and wake up!
Bring out the big gun! It's go time!
What do you think?
Trigger finger's itching! Go time!
Beautiful, Arthur.
You halted the charge, but it's already stored up considerable energy.
Quit trying to fry us, dagnabbit!
Everyone, gather around me!
Get to Lyria, now!
I'll keep you all safe, I promise!
Please, survive! They're alive! Lyria, you did it!
Please, Bahamut! No! Time to turn the table!
Not quite!
I'll hold Persa back! Let's worry about saving him!
Unless my eyes deceive me, that id under all this filth, isn't it? He's been tainted by Versa's destructive urges. But it seems his body and soul are still in one piece. And that means there's still hope. If you can sever the spiritual shackles that bind id to Versa, he'll come back!
Trigger finger's
Watch his
itching!
movements carefully.
Id, don't you remember? You made a promise! Is this your idea of protecting Lyria?
You finally crawled out from under Lilith's thumb, and now you're gonna let yourself be crushed under Versus?
Not your problem. Leave!
You can't push us away. Without us, you're pretty much the awkwardest person I've ever met.
He's right, kid. Face it, you need us.
Run away. Please!
big gun.
I thought you knew us better than that, Id. None of us would ever abandon a friend.
Don't let up!
Let's get you topped up. Thanks.
A bloom for energy.
Yes, sir. Bet it all on the bullet. Hot enough for ya? Take that!
Get you back on your feet. Let's get you tied up.
Bury that.
You're holding yourself, man. Can't let the world end here. You haven't even had a chance to win your own
You're in
life
for
yet.
it. Daisy. Bet it all on the bullet. It's go time. Got a bullet for ya. Bring out the big gun. Fire! I'll cover you. Come on. Take that.
What in the...
No. Versa is trying to take full control of Id's body.
Well, we're not gonna let that happen. Hell yeah.
Id's mind is growing more and more fractured. You need to bring him back now!
It's go time.
Stay with me.
I'm all yours. Keep it up, and we'll win this day. Bet it all on the... bring out the...
Trigger
Did we do
finger
it?
attention!
Bring it. Yes, sir.
I won't let you! He's starting to break free from Versa! Just a little more!
Hey, Bud. Why don't we give him a wake-up call? Got it. Id! Id! Come back to us!
Lyria! Versa still has a hold on Id. But now that he's human again, you have one last chance to wrest him completely free.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
You should at least believe in yourself, doofus. Think back to when you were fighting to protect the sky. Did that feel like a lie to you? No, because that was what you actually wanted. Whenever you feel confused, just follow your heart. It might lead you to scary places. At least you'll know you're being true to yourself.
Got a bullet for ya.
Id, you have to remember.
I want to be a defender to all of you, to Lyria, to the skies!
What's that giant rift? It must be the gate to Versa's home dimension! Versa is now a manifestation of sheer power, with no vessel to contain it. It won't be able to linger in this world much longer. If you can just weather these next attacks, the day is yours!
Right. If I can get rid of Versa, I might finally find closure.
Don't mind me. Just trying to breathe.
All right, Versa. Let's see how you like a taste of your own medicine. Your powers against...
Even though there's so much at stake,
Here
I
goes.
feel strangely calm.
We're veteran skyfarers. This ain't our first apocalyptic rodeo, and it won't be our last.
If I had a rupee for every immortal bobbidi pig, I could probably buy my own island by now.
I don't mean to get mushy, but I'm really proud to be a part of this crew.
I feel the same way. I won't let anything happen to you or our world.
Our journey can't end here. It's not gonna. We're gonna take some dragon tail and go on sailing to the end of the sky.
Bet it all on the bullet. Don't let up. Take this. Bring it. Got a bullet for ya.
Follow me! I'll get him!
Need cover fire?
A bloom forever.
Bring up the... Let's do this!
I'll be right there.
Take that! Set it up! Move it! Hanging in there?
First, I won't be able to stray far from the sigil while it's still in effect. I'll maintain the spell for as long as possible, but we're in a race against time. Hold nothing back!
You're the apocalypse incarnate. Big wolf. Sky dwellers fly through death every day. Bring out the big guns! Got a bullet for you!
Bahamut Versa represents both creation and destruction.
Ready to face the music?
Aubergine wings drive the evolution of all beings. Life gives way to death, and death begets life. Our attempts to intervene with this process may have far-reaching consequences. I want to believe in the limitless potential of Sky Dwellers. I want to believe you can rewrite even the laws of reality.
It's hurting really bad. He's sad and empty. We haven't known each other for too long, but I can feel it. He wouldn't want things to end like this. We just have to save him.
What do you say? Oh, your bluff. What?
Who cares if you're stuck inside Bahamut? I'll bust you out myself if I have to.
Refreshing, isn't it?
You were betrayed by the woman who raised you. Made into a dragon's vessel for 15 years. And yet you, a mere mortal, survived. If I should fail to rescue you, I don't think I shall ever forgive myself for the rest of my long life. In the past, I had merely existed. It wasn't until you Sky Dwellers let me into your hearts that I learned what it was to live. Unlike immortals, you are capable of change and growth. All I want is to be a part of that. To help you build a glowing future. As an astral, I am also to blame for the failures of my people. And I swear to you now, I will set things right again.
Bring out the big gun! It's go time!
I don't like to admit it, but gods are a little beyond our skill level. We need more firepower.
I think you mean dragon. Power. Lyria, do you feel up to summoning Bahamut?
Okay. Just give me some time.
A bloom for any season.
Fire! Don't get caught in the blast. Got him! Not all.
That can't be.
Late to run away, bud.
It's the light of the apocalypse. The fire of doomsday. Its power is transcendent. If the attack lands, all the skies will be obliterated.
Please, stop this. You know we don't want this, Sid. Hurry and wake up.
Bet it all on the bullet.
Refreshing.
Bring out the big gun.
strong. Full bloom!
You halted the charge! But it's already stored up considerable energy.
Quit trying to fry us, dagnabbit!
Everyone, gather around me.
Get to Lyria, now!
I'll keep you all safe, I promise.
Please, survive! They're alive! Lyria, you did it!
Please, Bahamut. No, time to turn the table.
Not quite!
I'll hold Bertha back. Let's worry about saving Ed.
Unless my eyes deceive me, id under all these scales. Isn't it? He's been tainted by Versa's destructive urges. But it seems his body and soul are still in one piece. And that means there's still hope. If you can sever the spiritual shackles that bind id to Versa, he'll come back!
What do you think? Let's teach them some manners.
Ready to face the music? Hot enough for you?
Sid, don't you remember? You made a promise! Is this your idea of protecting Lyria?
You finally crawled out from under Lilith's thumb? And now you're gonna let yourself be crushed under Versus? Not your problem. Leave!
You can't push us away. Without us, you're pretty much the awkwardest person I've ever met.
He's right, kid. Face it, you need it.
Please! Run!
I thought you knew us better than that, Id. None of us would ever abandon a friend.
Let's get you standing.
Not too cocky.
Hold yourself, Ed. Can't let the world end here. You haven't even had a chance to live your own life yet.
Don't mind me. Just trying to breathe.
Help is on the way. Don't give up on me now.
Let's make some payback.
We want more.
Bring it!
Is that all?
A bloom per edge.
Got him! Ever tasted lead?
Great job,
Bring
team.
out the
And
big
here I
gun!
can go all day
Couldn't have
long.
said it better myself. Right down the barrel. Bet it all on the bullet. Take that!
What in the...
No. Versa is trying to take full control of id's body.
Well, we're not gonna let that happen. Always double tap. Bring it!
Id's mind is growing more and more fractured. You need to bring him back now!
Run away, bud. It's go get a load of this.
Keep your heads in the game.
Gotcha!
Let's get going.
It's go
I
time!
want to get left behind.
Bring out the big gun!
Trigger?
Bring out the big gun!
Full bloom.
Bet it all on the bullet! Bring the arm! Hot enough for ya?
Did we do it?
What do you think?
Got a bullet for ya! Bring the arm!
You!
He's starting to break free from Versa! Just a little more!
Hey, Bud, why don't we give him a wake-up call?
Got it!
Id! Id, come back to us!
Lyria!
Versa still has a hold on Id. But now that he's human again, you have one last chance to wrest him completely free.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
You should at least believe in yourself, Doofus. Think back to when you were fighting to protect the sky. Did that feel like a lie to you? No, because that was when you actually won.
Wanted.
Yes. Whenever you feel confused, just follow your heart. It might lead you to scary places. At least you'll know you're being true to yourself.
Oh, you're in for it.
Take my phone.
What do you think? Id! You have to remember!
I want to be a defender. To all of you. To Lyria. To the skies!
What's that giant rift? It must be the gate to Versa's home dimension! Versa is now a manifestation of sheer power, with no vessel to contain it. It won't be able to linger in this world much longer. If you can just weather these next attacks, the day is yours!
Right. I can get rid of Versa. I might finally find closure. All right, Versa. Let's see how you like a taste of your own medicine. Use your powers against you.
Even though there's so much at stake, I feel strangely calm.
We're veteran Skyfarers. This ain't our first apocalyptic rodeo, and it won't be our last.
If I had a rupee for every immortal butt we picked, I could probably buy my own island by now.
I don't mean to get musty, but I'm really proud to be a part of this crew.
I feel the same way. I won't let anything happen to you or our world.
Our journey can't end here. It's not gonna. We're gonna take some dragon tail and go on sailing to the end of the sky. Let's do it. Let's go.
Got a bullet? Now we're cooking with gas.
Beautiful.
Here goes. Blast them full of holes. Piercing punishment. Up.
I know.
Fire in the hole. Nothing survives this.
I'm right behind you.
Captain, way ahead of me.
Bring out the big gun.
Bring it. Prominent flare.
The truth hurts. All that I've suppressed in the back of my mind. Damn it. I should have realized it sooner. No use running anymore. I am who I am.
Primeval dragon. Child of darkness and flames.
Thy name is... amazing. Absolutely amazing. You've suppressed Versus Core and driven it back to its home dimension.
Is everyone safe now?
Thanks for everything.
You can buy me some apples on the way back.
We're still not done. Leave this to me.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
Forgive me.
Kids these days, you two are totally nuts.
Don't worry. I'll be back soon.
Oh, good. I was so worried. What's the big idea? Don't you ever do that again! How do you think we'd feel if you never came back, huh? I mean, if it wasn't for Fix-It, dude, you'd be...
That's rolling to you, Vern.
You okay, man? Where are you?
Good question. Someplace far away?
Hey, this ain't the time for jokes.
He and Bahamut are trapped on another plane.
Think of it as a sliver between dimensions. Still, considering his transceiver seems to be working,
for now. Sadly, I think my time's almost up. The line's going to get cut earlier than I'd hoped. Thought I'd still be able to open a gate from here. Guess not.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Sure, just stay calm. No need to worry about little old me. I'm Mr. Fix-It, remember? There's no gem I can't get myself out of, you know. I'll make it.
Roland.
Oh, one last thing. So until I get back... Take a note after left if you could check in on the people of Focus. I don't want them losing sleep over me to be stuck in this, tricky...
That's where we bumped into Roland when we first arrived in the Zega Grande Skydom.
I have to atone.
Huh?
For Mother's crimes. And mine.
Come on, no need to beat yourself up, kid.
That's right. We couldn't have resolved this without you.
Kid, you saved all of us. In my opinion, deep down, you knew you were fighting to help the skies. I'm sure of it. So, it's not really about atonement. I know it's been tough recently. But I think the Sky Realm is better than it was before.
Let's visit Folka. Couldn't hurt.
I'm in!
We good?
Oh, wait. Don't let me off so easy. You all deserve an apology.
Come on. Cut the formality. We already said it was fine, right? You're one of us now. Got me?
Who's ready to set sail? Yeah!
Setting course for Einstedo Archipelago. Full speed ahead to beautiful Folka.
Of course, I'll never forget everything you've done. Never, ever. And when we find Roland, we'll give him the thanks he deserves.
We've met so many people in the Zega Grande Skydom. New friends, new allies. We saw a man torn in two by family and betrayal. We were saved by an immortal who found beauty in our changing world. Through loss and adversity, our resolve brought Lyria and I closer than ever before. Yet this story is far from over. A good friend is still out there, waiting for us to come get him. And as for our journey, there's still much to see. To the ends of the skies where the stars reside, someday we will reach Estalucia.
everyday sun. You gazed at the sky while the wind whistled along. Why did you both cry when the sun said goodbye? Still you gaze by your
finally made it back. What are we gonna do now?
I think we should start by finding Roland's house.
If memory serves, he was living at the church. But why the sudden interest?
The church. Got it.
Man, he didn't even answer you. Guess we still need to work on his people skills.
Well, at least we know where he went.
Yes, can I help you? All right, see you.
We should go see what he's thinking.
Feast your eyes on my incredible merchandise!
I smell a new
Window shoppers!
mission. Mission complete.
Neat.
Hey there.
Ready for some action? Mission complete.
Window shoppers welcome! You'll love what you see!
Peekaboo. You're mine.
Merchandise!
I smell a new mission.
Oh no.
Oh, incredible! Window shop!
What can I do you for? Not everyone gets. We have a. Let me know if you need help. We have a wide selection of sigils. Why am I in a new Skydom? It's kind of a money story. If it's important, I'll import it. Just say the word. making sense. You want to save a few cents. Appreciate the support.
Is your stomach growling?
Good.
Oh dear. Looking for that special loaf? Look no further. I've got all sorts of items.
Ready for some action?
Right then.
Haha! Let's kick some tail! Haha! Let's kick some tail!
And also... How sweet.
The spot.
Kid, you find something shiny. You bring it to me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy.
Ready for some action?
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Hello, it never hurts to have some backup, right? Good luck out there.
You're coming with me.
All organic.
Oh no.
Welcome! Which crew member would you like to call? Never hurts to have some backup, right? Appreciate the support!
Yes. So devastated. What?
All right. Extended warranty for your airship. And price of the town.
All right.
Window shoppers welcome. You'll love what you see.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh no.
All right.
One more.
Lean into yourself.
Found him. What you doing here, Ed?
Looking for a way to save Roland.
This place is replete with his memory.
We really appreciated it, you chipping in to rescue Roland.
I owe him just as much as you do. More, even.
I feel bad intruding on his home without permission, but there might be clues around. Want to help us search?
Hello there. Did I hear you mention Roland?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You a friend of his, too?
So my ears didn't deceive me. We've met before, remember? At the docks of Tempeal.
Oh, you're the guy that told us about hallowed ground.
The very same. But, back to Roland. Would you happen to know where he is? I can't seem to get in touch.
Oh, he's... He's somewhere far away. Yeah, really far. It'll probably take him a while to get back.
That's fine. I just wanted to be sure he was safe. Knowing Roland, He'll probably wander in through that door when we need him most. Though, to be honest, I hope that's sooner rather than later.
Why is that? Something wrong?
Well, as you may know, in addition to being a vicar, Roland was the local Mr. Fix-It. And I'm not just talking repairs. Monster hunting, herb picking, he was a real lifesaver. But now that Roland's gone, there's tons of work that's going unfinished.
I'll do it.
Huh?
I'll take up his mantle.
Ah, this is so painful to watch. Will somebody please teach this kid to speak like a normal person?
I think Id meant to say he just wants to be helpful now that Roland's gone. Right, Id?
Right.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. But, how do I put this? We were comfortable asking Roland for favors because we trusted him. While you certainly look like an upstanding young man, you're still a stranger. No offense.
But
We'll help out too.
Great idea! Hey, mister, we aren't strangers. What if we tagged along?
Well, all right, if you insist. I have to say, though, you've done so much for our city. I feel guilty piling more work on you.
you sure about this, Captain?
No problem. The more the merrier.
For sure! There's no way we'd let you pick up the slack all by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, now that everything's settled, I'll forward all our jobs to the Crew Alliance for fall. Whenever you feel like taking something on, head over to the quest counter. Thank you again, and best of luck. Yeah.
Window shoppers welcome! Oh dear!
Hey, it's everyone's favorite crew! Perfect timing, as usual. Truth is, I just put out an urgent cry for help. We got a caravan strong-armed by goblins in Skyworm Valley. I'm looking for folks to beat off the half-beasts and retrieve the stolen goods. Might be a tough battle, but think you can head out now?
Yeah.
Knew I could count on you. Take care of yourselves, you hear?
Today's Id's big fixer-upper debut. Let's all do our best to help him.
Find the goblins, recover the supplies. Sounds simple enough.
It will be. Combat's your
Not bad.
forte, isn't it?
What's this?
And there's our gobbers.
I'll make this quick. Take this! Thanks.
Roses, come to my aid. Time for you to go. Beautiful.
It's over!
Take him out!
You take the lead.
That was great! Let's keep it up!
Never enough!
What do you think? Refreshing, isn't it?
How's that feel? Look out! Here comes the backup brigade!
We'll manage. Keep picking them off.
Dang, Ed. Glad you're on our side now. This is a cakewalk.
You hear that, Id?
Crimson Gold.
Glad to be of help.
Let none escape.
Understood.
Next time, let's really show them what we're made of.
We've got
This
nothing
should
to
be it.
fear.
Let's move on.
Something's watching us. Stay sharp.
More goblins, but they shouldn't be much of a threat.
I don't know. Kind of weird they're attacking with such a small man.
Agreed. Though I don't sense reinforcements.
You're mine! Perish!
What do you think? Boldly! What do you think? Don't come now. I'm just getting started.
It's called Skyward Valley for a reason. Brace yourselves, everyone.
Sure explains why there weren't many goblins.
No, local goblins should know how to defend themselves against wyverns. There must be more at play. If you insist.
Okay?
That takes care of the flying lizard. But no sight of the stuff we came for.
We'll just have to keep looking. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it!
Bury them.
For you.
Sure.
Don't get ahead of yourself, okay?
Got it.
Right.
Of course.
That feels good. It's working. Our lifesaver.
Well done.
Back off! Now,
You take the
let's get
lead.
her finished. Come on, guys. The fun's just getting started.
Lead the way.
Right behind you.
Caution before valor, as they say.
Yep. Curses!
Spiral road.
Breaking leg!
Stay with me.
Roger that. I'll get him.
Trying to impress me.
Let's keep it up. It was a pleasure.
Sure.
Do you guys ever wonder how Roland was
Let's
handling
see.
all these quests by himself?
Not bad.
He certainly has a knack for them, doesn't he? You really can leave it to Mr. Fix-It.
Looks useful.
Hey, did you guys see that? Something big just flew by.
Not part of the brief, not part of our problem.
Another goblin. Let's take it out before it notices us.
Here we are.
It's over!
You goons.
Let's move out.
Nice.
You want more, don't you?
Too hot to handle.
Gold bloom.
More of them. Here they come.
Something's wrong. They're all running, but not from us.
Doesn't matter. We came here to do one thing. Destroy them.
Goodbye now.
Get back!
Bury them.
Nothing's our chance.
Indeed.
I'll show you
What do you think?
Straight through!
Even the sweetest.
Fall!
Now or never.
I'll do
You
it.
take the lead.
Back off!
Another goblin band? What gives?
I don't know, but it looks like our hunch was right.
You're mine!
Come now. The lady gloves are off. I've had better.
Right. You got this, Apio.
That was the last. Now let's retrieve those supplies.
That's 2 of 3 accounted for. So now we should have just one more.
Didn't know you were supposed to be forward. That wasn't half bad.
Oh, Catalina. You sounded just like Sierra.
Wait, no, my sense of humor is far less pun-reliant.
I don't get it. Was something humorous just now?
Oh, it's nothing, Id. Don't break your brain over a little joke.
What joke?
All right, enough messing around. There's the last supply pack.
We have to take out these goblins first.
How precise.
Follow me!
If you
This one's
did.
on you! Rosetta, always so beautiful.
What was that? Stay alert.
No way! Nobody said anything about a griffin!
Well, this explains why the goblins were fleeing. No one wants to be griffin lunch.
Wasn't in the request. We can't have it stirring up any more monsters. In which case, better take it down. Hey, now you're starting to sound like a real Mr. Fix-It.
Full bloom. No falling under the
Let's end this.
Check this out!
Unbound! Never enough!
Rosetta!
I'm right behind you. Captain!
Way ahead of me!
Great
Shine as one! Time of chaos! Well, look out, guys!
Understood.
Good. Proceed with caution. It's going to charge. Get out of its path.
You guys okay? Thank you.
Well done. Yep.
Gotta get to Eo!
Hold on.
My hero.
Let's do this.
Back off! You're mine! Take this!
Time for you to go. A bloom for any season. Am I alone?
I see through you! It's over!
What do you think? We've got the edge. Keep it up and the day will be ours. There's no telling what it will do with its back corner. Be careful.
Come, Crimson Thorn! We've worn it down! A few more shots and Bird Brains is done for!
What do you think? My glory. You want more. So discretion's the name of the game, then.
Here comes Kid! Right on time!
A bloom for any.
Break it, Lane!
The roses shall protect you.
Yep.
What do you think? Roses, come to my
Nice! Caught us last leg! Get him, Ed! On it!
bury them. Indeed. With pleasure.
Back off! Got you now!
We did it! That sure was an adventure!
Mission, quest complete. Now to bring the items back to the client.
Yeesh, you're all business, huh?
Go easy on him. He's still new to all this.
Hey, I heard about the job. Thanks a million.
You should be thanking Id.
Yep, we couldn't have done it without him.
Id, the citizens of Tempeal would be honored if you kept serving our city. And I'm sorry that I ever doubted you.
Why be sorry?
I think Id meant to say that you don't need to apologize, that he's happy to help. Right, Id?
Yeah.
Yuria, when did you learn to speak Id?
I mean, doesn't he remind you of a certain someone?
Right? I've heard Roxy talk more than these two.
Wait, really?
Yeah. You mostly just go, and and stuff until you need to make a decision.
Exactly. You might not talk the talk, but you certainly walk the walk. I know this city will be safe in your hands.
They never would have trusted me without your help. So thank you.
No worries. Let's make Roland proud.
We owe that guy our lives. Least we could do is help him with the housekeeping.
Yep. Not to mention, we even found his journal. Talk about a coinky-dink.
It truly is a priceless keepsake. His memories are etched across these pages.
He must have been super busy putting out fires to drop this and not even notice.
I don't know. Our boy Roland sounds exactly like the type to have his head in the clouds.
You know, if we keep running errands, maybe we'll find more of his belongings.
Good point. By retracing his footsteps, we could discover a way to rescue him.
Speaking of his footsteps, Id, if I may, there's one point I would like to emphasize.
What?
Skill wasn't the only reason Roland was so beloved. There was also the way he carried himself. How gentle he was.
That's for sure. I'd ask Roland for directions in a heartbeat. On the other hand, you always look like you just sniffed a garbage can.
So what should I do?
You could try smiling more?
Okay.
That's how someone would smile if they were sitting on hot coal.
Oh, I know! Id, why don't you try acting like Roland? We can start with how he talks. Just leave it to Mr. Fix-It. Now your turn.
Just leave it to Mr. Fix-It.
Wow. We've got a long way to go.
It's never too early to enjoy life.
That wasn't so bad. What's next?
All right.
We've got lunch specials, good food, good prices.
Oh no.
Alrighty.
Got an order? All right, let's get to it. Sigil enhancement? Got it. Your weapons won't betray you.
Alrighty.
Wonder what kind of sigil we'll see today. Love a good whatnot. Let me give you a voucher for him. Want to exchange your Dahlia badges for special treasure? Ooh, you better. We have a wide selection of sigils. Don't be a stranger.
Yes.
Welcome! Which crew member would you like to call?
Did you wait long, Captain?
It's me! Cagliostro! Need backup? I'm your girl. Don't be a stranger.
For the skies and her people.
Your princess is ready for her escort.
Let's do this.
Mastery cometh before victory.
My hypothesis was correct. Naturally.
Thanks for the boost. Gotta draw out a little more power.
Oh no.
Skyfarer, what kind of weapons you need? Want your weapons tempered? I can make just about anything. Don't break it now. I'll handle it. Good. I'll unlock its hidden potential. Well, look at that. I'll handle it. Success. All right, let's get to it. Come back sometime.
Your stomach growling? Give it what it wants.
Right.
Hello there.
one, yes? Right. Right.
Ah, the wind. Riding aboard the Grand Cipher, soaring across yet another cloud bank, I felt a pang of envy. The wind goes where it pleases, and it arrives when it may, a quality I have long sought to adapt to my fighting style. Here I stood in comparison, shackled to my duties as captain of a knightly order. Oft have I imagined the brighter futures I might have discovered, if only I were faster, more like the gale. Had I risen like a storm front, I could have prevented wars. Had I rushed like a squall, I could have circumvented tragedy. But as the wind continues flowing forward, so too does the passage of time. Idle ponderings would change nothing. I had exchanged my freedom for the greater good. Quietly, I repeated a promise I made long ago. Henceforth, I shall endeavor to combat adversity, so much as I can, for as long as I live. Happily, this hasn't been a hard course to follow, for it runs parallel to the path of the crew, gracious hosts and, on occasion, lively companions.
I want you to broaden your horizons for the betterment of our kingdom.
I now see the wisdom and kindness behind King Carl's decree. For it was my journey aboard the Grand Cipher that taught me how to cast control to the winds, to ride unbound and at the mercy of the gales. When I was a boy, my best friend's parents were killed by wyverns. After witnessing the depth of his grief, I decided I would become a knight. I would protect the kingdom from monsters and the tragedies they wrought. But there was one massive wall standing between me and my goal. It was not aptitude, for I had some talent with the sword, but the station of my birth. At that time, Fiendrock was a kingdom run by its aristocracy. Commoners were restricted to a life of labor, and the knightly orders were composed entirely of noble houses. Immediately I was rejected, told that I could offer my sweat to the crown, but not my blood, for it lacked the proper lineage. I was not deterred. Who was to say that our stone-walled villages could not breed warriors as well as our gold-gilded courts? I studied, I trained, and I worked harder than any man had ever worked to become a knight. In the end, my efforts bore fruit. Siegfried, who at the time was still in the service of the king, understood my plight and changed the course of history. He allowed me into the order of Black Dragon Knights. But uneasy rests the commoner with new acquired titles. The nobility would only be too eager to dismiss me over the slightest misstep and prevent the chivalrous orders from being contaminated by peasant filth. I could not fail. The weight of my people and the future of the kingdom spurred me. I had to become the perfect knight. My ascension was not easy. If given a choice, I might have chosen a different path. But when I had at last emerged from the crucible of trial and tragedy, I was a changed man. I was the captain of the White Dragon Knights. My mentor, Siegfried, was captain of the Black Dragon Knights. He once saved the kingdom by killing the dreaded dragon, Fafnir, and vouched for me when no other would. So when my friend and counselor was convicted of regicide, I felt betrayed. Siegfried's downfall thrust upon me the leadership of the newly dubbed White Dragon Knights, and I swore to bend all my power toward bringing him to justice. In hindsight, this anger was misplaced, foolish. There was no reason for Siegfried to assassinate the king. I should have deduced Royal Consul Isabella's hidden coup, long before turning on a man whom I knew to be steadfast and honorable. My mind trembled under the pressure of newfound responsibility. It howled and grieved for the loss of a beloved king. I know that this amounts to no more than an excuse. It was my flash judgment that drove me away from Siegfried when he needed me most. Had I been left to my own devices, the conspiracy may have never been brought to light. But I had Vayne and Percival at my side, and, though hunted by all the country, Siegfried himself infiltrated Isabella's cabal and alerted me to their treachery. I may owe the biggest debt, however, to the Skyfaring Captain, whose aid was instrumental in restoring peace to Fiendrock. After the dust had settled, His Majesty King Carl decreed that I explore other countries so I could gain experience befitting my new station. Thus, I became another crewmate aboard the Grand Cipher. Since then, I have visited various lands. I have seen myriad peoples and their responses to numerous threats. I have learned many things and gained many new teachers, and as they have given freely to me, someday I hope to give back to them. But there are yet countless leagues to travel, so on I sail across the skies, seeking the strength and wisdom necessary for a true leader. Zega Grande Skydom. How much time had passed since our arrival here? With our battles against the Church of Avia and the pacification of many primals, it certainly felt like a lifetime. But now that things were a little quieter, we were content to return to our usual bread and butter, satisfying requests from locals. Though the crew was accustomed to quests of all sorts, one day, there came a demand that left us puzzled.
Sorry for the confusion, folks. This request isn't for the whole crew. It's an escort mission for Lancelot, specifically.
Me? But why? There were few in this Skydom who had even heard of my name. Curious, I asked about Hans, the man who had posted the quest.
Oh, you don't know him? Seems like he was real familiar with you. Anyways, he's a butler for the Lord of Grassgard.
I hesitated. There was nothing I could do that another crewmate couldn't accomplish just as well. Acknowledging a specific request for me felt discourteous in a way.
You're not at your fancy-ass court anymore, okay? On our ship, you don't have to worry about rubbing anyone's ego the wrong way. If you're interested in the job, just take it.
Though he may not have been tactful, Eugen was, as ever, a fount of wisdom. Very well, then. I shall hear what this Hans has to say.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Hans, butler to his lordship.
The next day, an elderly man ambled onto the Grand Cipher, leaning heavily on his cane. But looking into his eyes, I sensed deep wisdom and a sharp mind. The pleasure is mine. I am Lancelot, a Skyfarer. Forgive me for not accepting your request at once, but I would like more details before returning an answer.
Yes, well, his lordship Ludwin is in need of an escort.
Hans explained. Ludwin was a lord of Grossgard, and he was looking for a mythical sword passed down through his family for generations. So far, his search had led them to a snowy peak, but nearby monsters made the trip too dangerous to risk without protection. Does your lord not employ a personal guard?
He does. But as this quest is for personal gain, he believes that commanding their service would be an abuse of power. However, the lords of Grossgard have never been gifted in the martial arts. So if we head to the mountains without a decent sword arm, tragedy will surely befall us.
But what led you to seek my sword arm specifically?
Well, we knew we needed a highly experienced Skyfarer. The mission is dangerous. Far too dangerous for any amateur. But perhaps more importantly, his lordship is quite the fan of yours, Sir Lancelot.
A fan? My voice cracked in surprise.
Yes, you are known as a knight exemplar, talented in both combat and scholarship. How fortunate that this very same Lancelot would come to our land and proffer his services.
Whatever accounts you've heard of me were surely exaggerated.
And so humble. Lord Ludwin will be overjoyed when he hears that we've secured your aid. The Honorable Sir Lancelot to protect us. What could be better? So, will you accept?
Though this idolatry did not sit well with me, I could see no reason to refuse. From what I'd heard, Ludwin seemed an honorable man. Besides, there was much a lord of this skydom could teach me. Very well. On behalf of our crew, I accept your request. Hans and Ludwin were waiting for me at the foot of Mount Nagelith.
It is an honor and a privilege to meet you, Sir Lancelot of Fiendrock. Hans has probably already told you who I am, but allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Ludwin, Lord Protector of Grossgard.
Though his aura was imposing and befitting of a lord, he also felt courteous and down-to-earth. The honor is mine. Though I am now no more than a Skyfarer, I swear to protect you and yours with my life, should it come to it.
Well, whatever your title, I am glad to have your aid.
Ludwin was beaming. Hans had told me of his excessive devotion, but it was another thing seeing it in person. I suddenly felt I wasn't quite sure how to conduct myself. Right. So you believe a family heirloom is hidden among these peaks?
Not the sword itself, but the first of a series of trials that shall reveal the blade in due time.
I see. And what is the first trial?
There's a record somewhere around here which should detail the whereabouts of the sword. A little game of my family's, if you will. But on second thought, perhaps a great knight such as yourself has nobler things to do than this frivolous treasure hunt in the snow. Yes, perhaps we had better call it...
My lord.
Hans was stern, more mentor than butler.
The ancestral trials are not frivolous. Each one holds an important meaning. Those same challenges taught your father how to reign. Skies rest his soul.
Yes, you're quite right. Forgive me, Hans. So, with that settled, I shall count on you, Sir Lancelot, to provide the muscle. For as you may know, I am sadly little more than a statesman.
I am yours to command. With that, I unsheathed my twin blades and started our quest. We go into the Viper's Nest. Take care. I'll go on ahead and make sure the path is secure. For your own safety, try not to stray.
Oh, do let me know if I can be of assistance.
My lord, let's leave the fighting to the professionals, shall we?
Oh, yes, of course. Well then, Sir Lancelot, do what you do best. The bridge is down! Now what will we do?
Let's search for another path. This mountain is vast. I doubt this is the only trail.
That looks like a way forward.
The footing seems a bit treacherous. Please watch your step. Wide open! Give it! Too slow!
God! Monsters!
Stay behind me! I'll deal with this! Away with you! Stay focused! Wide open! Give it! I think that was the last of the monsters.
What glorious form, Sir Lancelot! It is a pleasure to watch you work. If you're...
Unhurt, my lord, we had better proceed.
Away with you! Wide open! It's hard to breathe. Too slow. Away with you!
Lots of these ranged pop-doodles. Do be careful, Sir Lancelot.
Don't worry. I'll close that distance in a heartbeat. Is this a dead end?
No. Look! A chest!
Wait, this monster.
Get behind me! A giant eyeball! I think I've read about this monster! Nazar Bonju!
Correct. Our crew has faced it once before.
Ah, such daring do, brave Lancelot! What a fearsome spectacle! What a terrifying beast! A single glance and I feel frozen solid!
We'll see which is colder. Its gaze or my frost.
What? Not yet!
I believe we're safe now. After this, it's back to training.
Impressive! The Twin Fang prodigy does not disappoint.
Thank you, my lord. I hadn't done much during our climb, so the praise caught me unawares. Shall we check this chest? It could contain the record you seek.
Yes? Let's see what she's holding.
The young lord opened the box. A rather dry affair, as we already knew what to expect.
And here it is!
In his hands, he held a flaking tome, its pages warped and yellowed by age.
This takes me back. Once upon a winter, I sought out that very book with Ludwin's father.
And now it's been passed to me. But this...
As Ludwin flitted through the pages, his face twisted into expressions of greater and greater perplexity.
I can't read this at all! Is this some sort of code?
I suppressed the urge to take a glance myself. My duty was to protect, not translate. In the end, it was Hans who broke the silence.
If it pleases his lordship, shall I offer a hint?
Ludwin shook his head.
No, this is a trial that I must conquer myself. And on that note, I believe you are dismissed, Sir Lancelot. I thank you for your services today, and payment will be made forthwith.
Understood. If ever you need my help again, do not hesitate to call. Thus, my private escort mission ended without much fanfare. And yet, I had a feeling that our paths would cross once again. At least, I hoped that they would. There was something about Ludwin. His earnestness, perhaps, and his love for his comrades that resonated with me.
Yeah?
All right, we've got lunch specials, good food, good prices.
Hello there. All right, see you.
Huh. Exhilarating. Impressive. What fortune!
Yes, can I help you?
My premonition proved correct.
His lordship finds himself in need of your assistance once more.
Hans's voice was almost apologetic. What troubles him?
You remember the record we found on our previous trek, don't you?
I nodded. The Lord of Grossgard was searching for a family heirloom, and this record detailed its whereabouts. However, the directions were written in code, which Ludwin had yet to decipher.
He told me, and I quote, "Hans, don't you dare bother the charming and brave Lancelot over a mere trifle." But he hasn't made any headway on his own, and I've no doubt he's secretly yearning for your aid.
I looked at the butler with some confusion. Hans, I recall you saying you'd already completed the trial with Ludwin's father.
Indeed.
Then your assistance would be far more valuable than mine.
Come now, it is a butler's duty to serve his liege's best interests, and Lord Ludwin's shall be best served with my silence.
I suppose Ludwin would never grow if Hans simply led him to the answers. Better that we pieced out the puzzle together. Very well. I accept your request.
I thank you, on behalf of his lordship.
Now I was beginning to grasp at the deeper meaning behind these tests. Hans took me to Grossgard. As an artist's soul is mirrored in their brushstrokes, so too is a lord's character reflected in the state of their dominion. Everywhere, you could see Ludwin's gentle touch, from the full fields to the content faces of the farmers, to the laughter of children and adult alike that filled the air.
What do you think of our humble land?
I tore my eyes away from the bright orchards and turned to Hans. It's beautiful. It may not be large or bustling, but I've never been to such a peaceful dukedom.
I'm sure his lordship will be pleased to hear that assessment.
Suddenly, I found myself curious. Earlier, you said that the ancestral trials would teach Ludwin how to rule. But judging from what I've seen here, he is already a capable lord. What more would you like him to learn? Hans smiled tenderly, as a grandfather might when speaking of a beloved grandchild.
I should have known an avid scholar like yourself would read between the lines. Make no mistake, Ludwin is not a perfect leader yet, but it is not my place to discuss his flaws.
Then tell me this. Are his flaws related to his family's inability to fight?
Let us call it a starting thread, but the full tapestry is so much more.
I decided not to pry. I already had the information I needed to guide Ludwin through his trial.
Sir Lancelot? I don't remember sending for you.
Of course, the Lord was surprised to see me. Although friendly, I was a rogue element in a world where this man had control of nearly everything. I have come at the request of Hans. He would like me to assist you in deciphering the tome.
I see. Hans does have a knack for meddling in his lord's affairs, but I welcome you all the same because, to tell the truth, I'm getting absolutely nowhere.
I smiled, despite myself. It was nice to meet a noble who wasn't spilling over with pride. Hans beckoned me to his desk, and I leaned over the old tome.
What do you make of it? This must be child's play for a famed warrior scholar.
He looked at me with with expectant eyes. I'm sorry, but I can't decipher this. We will need to enlist the help of an expert. Expectation turned to astonishment.
Lancelot, though you fight like a storm, your mind is as clear as the stillest of ponds. I can't believe you'd need to ask for assistance.
Can't you? Every second I spend on the battlefield is a second away from the library. Ludwin hesitated a while longer, but when I strode to the door and held it open for him, he sighed and relented. No one in either of our circles was well versed in ciphers, but that was a matter of small concern. I knew an information broker. Zothba put me in touch with a language scholar who delivered a key to us within a fortnight.
Well, I'll be. The clue was in the names of my ancestors.
Ludwin stood up behind his desk and stretched, and the lines of care and worry melted from his face. He must have had many sleepless nights poring over the withered pages of the tome alone.
Thank you, Sir Lancelot. I can finally read the damn thing. It's only a matter of time now until I find the sword.
It was my pleasure. I look forward to news of your success. But I already knew. Before the unearthing of the blade, Hans would come to visit me one last time. I was half right. It was not Hans, but Ludwin himself who showed up at our doorstep.
I deciphered the record, and I know where the sword is buried.
He was so excited he completely forwent pleasantries.
I know I should go alone, with Hans of course, but the tome says we must fly to Skyworm Valley, which is riddled with monsters. It's a terrible place for a lord to be made into dragon kibble.
I knew what he wanted me to say. Very well. Please, allow me to accompany you.
Really? Wonderful! I mean, only if you wish.
This must have been the flaw Hans was alluding to. Ludwin was afraid of his own power. He dreaded the responsibilities that came with leadership. The Lords of Grossgard were not warriors and hadn't been for generations. They depended on their subjects for protection, but as I'd learned, Ludwin was loath to do so. Up until now, this has not posed a problem. Small skirmishes were all that troubled the peace of his dukedom. But what would happen should a great war march on his borders? Would his honor eventually spur him to the front lines? To death? The place of a lord and general is with the rear guard. There, they must order the battle and conduct diplomatic affairs. But it is hard, sitting and conversing in safety while your soldiers are risking their lives. As captain of the White Dragons, I knew this better than anyone. You feel as if every death is on your head. At last, I had come to fully understand Ludwin. If these trials, as Hans said, could help him come into his own, then I would do everything in my power to guide him to victory.
I opened my eyes and found the most entrancing face staring back at me. Clear skin, dewy eyes, and mischievous smile, all framed by soft golden locks. Involuntarily, my hand crept toward her cheek for a caress. But when flesh met mirror, I finally woke up and realized.
Yes. Good morning, me. Must still be hazy from exchanging bodies yesterday. Lacing my fingers together, I reached my arms up for a test stretch. Stiff. Not one to be bested by a vessel of my own design, I brought my palms together and began twisting. Take that, you stupid spine, I thought. You will rue the day you defied me. Just how many backbones and digits and faces had I conjured? I'd lived long enough to know it was foolish to try and keep track.
Cagliostro, did you hear? We're going to visit a new skydom!
Lyria's voice echoed from behind the door, snapping me back to the present.
Sounds fun! I'll be out in a jiffy!
My voice was a weaponized rainbow, strategically pitched to invoke thoughts of hugs and sunshine. As the cutest girl in all the skies, no other tone would live up to my utter perfection. You see, it's a common myth that cuteness is in the eye of the beholder. But actually, as I have witnessed through my research, it is a fundamental law of reality. I quickly brushed my disheveled hair, minus one lock, as per the theory of adorable bedhead optimization, and went to the door. The crew would need me at my cutest if they were to survive an untrodden skydom. About 2,000 years ago, before the war, I was a wretched, sickly little thing. We lived in a village with no doctor, so all I could do was wait for the release of death. I still remember the defeated look on my sister's face as she attended my bedside. I couldn't blame her. Not when she was surrounded by the other villagers and their whispers. None of them thought I was long for this world. But back in those days, the sky was full of children who would never live past adolescence. So my life was tragic, but common. With the exception, of course, of one detail. My intellect. I had been working on a theory of reality, one that would let me rewrite the laws of existence. I dubbed it alchemy. I was too weak to leave the house, but my sister would fetch me the necessary reagents for my experiments. At first, each failure was more spectacular than the last. Creating a fully functional body from nothing but dirt and speculation was complicated. Instead, I focused on creating an ageless vessel capable of housing a soul. Hypothesis, test, fail. Hypothesis, test, fail. My pile of discarded monstrosities grew with each unsuccessful trial. But finally, I succeeded in producing a small life form, no bigger than your average roach. Sure, a misplaced footstep would have killed the damn thing, but it was life nonetheless. And it was proof that I could achieve mastery over my own mortality. Now that I had more data, all it took was a few more months of testing, and voila! I had synthesized a flesh bag for myself. My soul was finally free to occupy a worthy form. Now, repeat this process a few thousand times, and my reputation spread throughout the skies, garnering love and admiration from the masses. Alchemy was at its apex, and death had been conquered for all. Yeah, right. More followers meant more opportunity for betrayal. Eventually, a faction of alchemists turned my own bloodline against me, and they managed to seal me away for centuries. Assholes. These magic prison stories always end the same way. A few hundred years of slumber, and people grow complacent. A group of clueless travelers, aka the crew of the Grand Cipher, managed to stumble upon my inert form and, foolishly mistaking me for a primal beast or something, lifted the seal. Immediately, I wanted to eradicate them. No one could find out I had regained my freedom. I would not suffer entombment again, even if it meant I needed to transmogrify a few Skyfarers. But then, I laid eyes upon Lyria and her blue hair, and there it was, an entity that I could not identify. I, who had unveiled the very laws of reality, could not classify her existence. She was surely from a different plane. My interest was piqued, and for that, I spared the crew. What can I say? Curiosity killed the alchemist. With no particular agenda for my newfound liberty, I offered my services to these Skyfarers. They would give me unfettered access to the girl, and I would give them unrestricted access to my findings. And as a bonus, I might save their asses a few times along the way. Of course, the captain readily accepted. Though I admit, there was something about the gleam in the captain's eye that caught my attention. What was so special, you ask?
That's for Cagliostro to know, and for you to find out.
On a typical humdrum day, I was browsing Sierra Carte's wares for a few chemical essentials. Impressive how the world had become a network of convenience. What were previously rare and unobtainable items were now collecting dust on a tradewoman's shelves. My eyes traced the rows of flasks and potions before they settled on a vial clutched by the man standing next to me. Oh, toxin. An excellent choice. Save for the fact that his confused and brooding expression revealed he didn't quite understand what he was holding. Who was this moron? Well, now that I was aware of the potential hazard, I couldn't leave well enough alone. Traveling with the crew had certainly rubbed off on me.
Excuse me, mister? That looks scary. What you gonna do with it?
He looked stunned. An appropriate reaction, given my stunning countenance.
What? This? It's pigment. Needed for painting supplies.
Oh, I didn't take you for a painter, mister.
Pigments were frequently composed of toxic earth metals. Perhaps I worried over nothing.
It's not for me. My little sister's the artistic one.
Huh? His entire mood shifted, tense shoulders relaxing and lips curving into a soft grin. It was nothing like a few seconds ago, when he seemed to be studying the pigment like his life depended on it. Perhaps he was a few rupees short. No, mental calculus doesn't translate to confusion. His look was more concerned? No. I'd seen that exact expression before.
So what color picture will she paint? Cagliostro sure wants to see the final product. Aw, pretty please.
This is coming out of nowhere.
What the hell? Did I not give him the world's cutest plea? How dare he refuse me? He will suffer for...
But I guess it's okay. I actually have some free time now, if you're eager.
There. That was more like it. Lyria, the captain, and I followed the man to his studio, listening to him jabber about his life along the way. His name was Heimel, and he had been living alone with his sister, Shanae, ever since their parents died when they were younger. Their life was simple, he explained, but a simple life was a luxury for some.
Wait till you see! Schnee's paintings are breathtaking, and I'm not just saying that. The world needs her talent.
He was alight with passion. A stupid smile plastered across his face. True pride in his sister's craft. As for me, art was too abstract. How would one tame the subjective, bring order to chaos? There was too much I couldn't comprehend. But was it not aesthetics that led me to understand and codify the deep mysteries of cuteness? Yes. Perhaps there was something I could learn from a craft as humble as painting. And thus, with the future of alchemy on my dainty shoulders, I pushed open the door to the studio. We entered to find Shanae violently tossing in bed. Heimel rushed over, grabbing a phial of healing tincture from her bedside. Hand supporting her shaking head, he poured the concoction into her mouth. Immediately, her convulsions lessened, but her breathing was still labored. It became clear why he was so antsy back at Sierra's store. Toxic pigments could be dangerous in even the most steady of hands, and, well, I glanced down at Shanae's fingers trembling on her bedsheets. Pressing forward, I gave her a cursory examination. Normally, I don't afford peons the luxury of my intellectual evaluation, but I was feeling generous. These symptoms are grave.
Do you know what's the matter?
Lyria's voice quivered with worry. I do. I've seen this exact disease once upon a time. Heimel's eyes shot to me, propelled more by hope than surprise.
Truly? The local doctors have been useless. They just give her pain relievers and leave. Can you do something?
As much as I wanted to refuse, in that moment, Heimel's desperation reminded me too much of my own sister. I'm not a medical professional. Sure, I know a formula that might ease her symptoms, but it's not a permanent solution. Not to mention the biggest pain in the ass, tracking down all the components.
Please, you're all we've got.
Ugh, begging. Now, the deal was sealed. And it had nothing to do with Lyria, Vern, and Captain Goody Two-Shoes staring holes into the back of my head. Fine. The world's cutest genius alchemist Cagliostro is on the case. Consider yourself lucky. We left the studio and hurried back to the airship. In this skydom, I could think of only one environment that would produce the necessary reagents. Mount Nagelith. Perfect. The component should be somewhere around here.
We need reagents attuned to water. Let's sweep the area.
Roger that! Eyes wide open! Round and tight! Get serious!
I thank you.
Get over here!
Time to grunt.
Do forgive me.
Not your bedtime.
What do you think?
Now we're
Bury them.
Right away!
not half bad, guys.
Every rose has
No
her
foe
thorns.
compared to
sometimes.
us.
All we have to do is collect this stuff, right?
Yep. But we'll need more than that.
Appreciate it. Come on,
Convenience. Full bloom.
Are those spirits protecting it? Either way, looks like we'll have to go through them. Get in here!
Crimson Thorn.
Seems our sweep wasn't thorough enough. We better check any spots we might have missed. This one's suspiciously large. Let's smash it and see what it's hiding. We have enough mineral components. Next up, we'll need crystallized Saiga-tubes.
Saiga? Those flapping eyeball creatures? I think I saw them further up ahead.
Goodbye. A bloom for any season.
Bingo! Pardon our intrusion.
Shanae's counting on us. Let's do it. There, I'll bet. Disruption. Huh? No
Keep up.
Here we are.
A sublime combination.
A lovely sentiment.
Have at them! Show no
Fine,
quarter!
shall we?
Oh
There's
no!
always
More
more-
eye monsters!
Oh, yes! Bring your tears to us! Try again!
Am I alone?
You take the lead in the trick!
This butt-kicking brought to you by the super cute genius alchemist Cagliostro and...
The rose who blooms only for the right Skyfarer. Rosette, shall we?
You have my
You're
aid.
finished. Will you entertain me again, Sir Knight?
I'd be honored to coordinate another attack.
No more ouchies!
Push forward!
Dissection time!
I shall return this favor.
Cagliostro accepts payment in coin or blood. Boom!
Full bloom!
No! You're dead!
After you!
You're scary when you act cute. Hey! It's not an act!
Into the fray!
Sure.
We make a good team.
I'll
Obviously.
What do you think?
Cagliostro wins again! So, did we get the tears?
Of course we did. I even had time to distill them.
Score a big one for Cagliostro! We'll repay you someday.
The moment the potion reached Shanae's stomach, wariness melted from her frame. That medicine will only temporarily stop your symptoms. They'll be back if you don't treat the root of the problem.
Still, peace is priceless, no matter how brief.
Shanae was not the only one feeling more relaxed. With tensions eased, I decided it was time to explain Shanae's condition, Lycerian fever syndrome. It was an autoimmune disorder of the nervous system, caused by irregularities in the body's ley line structure. Common side effects included reduced function of the lower extremities and unrelenting fevers. Development occurred in the embryonic stage, a defense against the mother's own ley line system, interpreting the fetus as a foreign object. Of course, the prescribed painkillers and fever reducers had not been effective. They could not treat what was essentially a natural function of Shanae's body.
But the formula you made for us, it suppressed her symptoms, didn't it?
Sure, but suppression isn't treatment. And besides, there will be unfortunate side effects if she uses it over a long period of time. I'm just sorry I couldn't make you a true cure.
Please don't apologize. I feel like I've reclaimed a part of my life thanks to you.
Brave little thing. She had done nothing to earn her lot in life, but suffering claimed her all the same. Though the world was built upon fundamental truths, at times, I felt as if I understood nothing about it.
Hello there. Right.
It was a bright day when Vern, Lyria, the captain, and I went back to the studio. Shanae was staring out the window with a dazed smile. So the formula was still working. Good.
Crazy how you invited yourself to the studio to see my sister's paintings. And now you're her personal pharmacist. Serendipity's funny like that.
If you feel like repaying me, how about you finally cough up some art and show me around?
That's a fair price. Everything in the studio was painted by Shanae. Feel free to get close. Admire the details.
Previously, I had managed only a distracted glance at the studio's walls. But this time, I saw visual creativity exploding off them. I wasn't an expert on art, but even I felt the vibrant energy bounding from her drawings. Powerful, powerful pieces swirled around me like a hurricane. And one painting in particular, it was resonant. Sketches were littered about the floor, too. And even they were filled with vitality. How could such a feeble body muster such vivid work?
Oh yeah, about that pigment I bought when we met. Want to see it in action?
Taking the vial from a shelf, Heimel poured the pigment into a dish and mixed it with oil. A few swirls later, and the color had transformed in a way that was more chemistry than alchemy. Intriguing. Takes a specialty product to make that hue. Heimel smiled and handed the freshly prepared paint to Shanae, who was already mid-painting. A bead of sweat trailed down her brow as she swabbed the tint across her canvas.
I believe in Shanae's talent. Look at her. She's amazing. I just have to get the world to recognize it.
It's nice having a supportive sibling. I meant it.
I never know how to read your tone. But, well, her condition made me realize how precious our time together is.
Heimel, who clearly had never known abundance, smiled like the richest of merchants. Though Shanae had been left with a raw deal, it was clear her life wasn't without meaning. If only I could go back and tell my own sister, "You were my courage when I was weak. You were my light when I was in darkness. I have lived through eons, but you were my rock." I hoped these siblings, at least, would understand what they meant to one another. I even prayed a little. Which was dumb, considering this Skydom still thinks primal beasts are gods. Huh. Guess I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Lyria and Vern became a regular fixture at the studio. They said they wanted to be there when Shanae finished her latest piece. I felt much the same. Her pieces were charming, even while portraying the thin line between life and death. Rare to get drama like that outside of a novel. But my true reason for visiting was out of concern, not interest. She was battling an unpredictable disorder, so I wanted to be around should the worst come to pass.
Could you stick around for a few? I need to run out and buy a few things.
You dare waste my time with your foolish errands? Fine, but at least be quick about it. After Heimel left, Shanae waved me closer to her bed.
After all you've done, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but...
Her voice quivered. She was plainly troubled.
I don't know if I can say this. Wow. Okay, I want my brother to be free. I don't want to bind him any longer.
Tears began to gloss her eyes.
Without me holding him back, he could find someone and settle down. He has such a kind heart. He needs to share it. If I'm ruining his life, then I would rather not be in it at all. Please take...
I interrupted her. I don't condone this, and I doubt your brother would either. Oh boy. If there was ever a time to talk about my past, this was it. Look, I've been in your shoes. There was nothing the village doctors could do, and I was abandoned by damn near all the townsfolk. For the dying, hope was cheap. It was better to look inevitability in the face and maintain some of your dignity. But there was one person who stood beside me. My light, my rock, my sister. She was with me the entire time, keeping me warm in the shadow of death. And in turn, I gave her the comfort of company, of not being alone in this world. I continued to detail memories of my sister, over 2,000 years old, hoping that Shanae would get the point. She hung on to every word. When I concluded my story, to my disappointment, Shanae seemed to pick up the wrong message.
How did you get better?
Simple. The curse of genius. I developed an entire school of magic and abandoned my wretched body. I couldn't suppress a proud grin. She nodded along, not quite understanding. I couldn't blame her. Few people had the opportunity to learn the glory of alchemy, especially in these far-flung Skydoms.
Imagine your body is a jar and your soul is water. I created a fresher, cuter jar and poured my soul into it.
You can do that sort of thing?
Shanae cupped her mouth in surprise. Don't insult me. There's nothing I can't do. She grew silent as gears began to whir in her head. A few moments later, she stared at me with pleading eyes and spoke.
Could you do it for me?
Well, that was predictable. But I could relate to her predicament, and that alone made me want to help. If you really want to go through with this, I can make you a jug too. However, you should know. It wasn't going to be simple. A soul swap was messy on an experienced alchemist's psyche, much less a mundane girl's. Nor would I be around to perform maintenance down the line. It could very well be a fast track to the grave. And to inhabit an alchemized body was to stray from the natural order. She would forever be a false life form. Shanae had no knowledge of the arcane, and she was struggling to grasp these factors. And what's worse, I didn't have the decades needed to explain the details. So I opted for a simpler route, and explained the side effects in more mortal terms. Even if your memories, knowledge, and personality make the jump, you will never feel the same. Your senses will feel foreign. Your fine motor skills will be dulled. In short, goodbye, art. Take, for example, the sky. We each paint it in our own way. One may clumsily blob some white on a blue background, while others might choose a deeper hue or express the clouds with more definite contours. Art is a negotiation between the artist's mind, eye, and hand. And if 2/3 of that equation were to change, then the artist might as well be a different person altogether. Even I, genius that I am, took centuries to adapt to this process. Finally, it means you won't be human. You'll have to maintain your body like a machine, and you'll never have children. Is any of this sinking in?
But...
Shanae looked down at her hands, as if it were the first time she had ever seen them. It was never an easy decision. Even my sister begged me not to abandon my mortality, right until I made the hop into a new vessel.
When people ask me why I joined the society, I always give them the same answers. To get my hands on sick weapons, because the work was fun, and because I liked busting my butt and actually getting rewarded for it. Sure, the society talked a good game about spreading freedom and protecting the Sky Realm's peace, but it wasn't like I ever set out to be a hero. But hunting primal beasts with badass seal weapons? Sign me the hell up. Too bad there weren't enough weapons to go around. Only the best of the best become weapon contractors. Of course, I knew from the start I was contractor material. Wasn't long before I was making a pact with the Spear of Arves. What a hot little number. Now, did I feel bad for those who didn't make the cut? Yeah, a little. But I earned my position. And no one was gonna take that away from me. It wasn't about becoming rich or famous. It was about proving my worth. I don't like being undersold or underrated, you know? Best part was, as a weapon contractor, I had dibs on the deadliest missions. And those were perfect for showing everyone what I was made of. And damn, did the society have its fair share of enemies. The worst of which was an evil coalition we simply called the Foe, who only seemed to care about sowing chaos. As soon as I became a contractor, I was thrown into battle with the foe. Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire. My orders were explicit. Eliminate on sight. There were some days when the bloodshed took its toll on me. But then I'd remind myself that these villains were out to wreck the skies. When I wasn't putting bad guys into the ground, I hunted primal beasts to gather their battle data. See, seal weapons aren't just good at taking down primals. They absorb their powers, too. That's what makes our vest so special. The more primals it crushes, the stronger it gets. Imagine how unstoppable I'll be once I supercharge this bad boy. So, to recap, my average work week looks like this. Slay foes and primals, get paid, then splurge all that cash on my days off. Look, if you're gonna work hard, you might as well play hard, right?
All right, see you.